Yes, who am I talking with? I been get problem with Samuel. We agree say we will come see you. But before that, I want to come see you. If you be smart mediator, as you the end the call, pick your call the other party. Hello? He called me say he wants see that una agree. I want to confirm whether that's true. You go say yes. If not true, okay. He say he wants see me before the day where una will come together, and I want to let you know. So the first principle where you go observe as a mediator, na disclosure. If you hear information from one side, don't hide what information. If you attend the same church with one of the parties, the day they come to you, tell them that look, you now your work as a peace builder, you don't do them and you thank them, say they sit down, select you, make it mediate. But you want to make it clear, make them know, say, but Mr. A, they attend the same church with you. Mr. B, they do the same adashi with you. But based on the work where they do, mediator not be judged. You don't get anything to go blame person, go do this one. So you go do your work, your own work now to facilitate them. If them they okay, you go continue. If one party say no, because you attend the same church with them and no agree, mediation work close. One is what we call keeping everything secret. I don't want to use big word. Whatever happen within mediation room, remain within what? Mediation room. That is why I dey caution about bringing observer. Observer is allowed within mediation system. But if you bring observer, the observer will shut up like you.
No.
Mediator, I was the one that shot him. I was the armed robber he was referring to. They did not tell me those kind of things. I said, okay, till today, nobody, shit. They will never hear it. If you put a knife around my neck, I will say keep Valentine. A mediator must keep every information word secret. If any court write letter give you say release information about what happened in the mediation process, call the two parties. If they say no give, no give. You don't have. Not be, so if as a mediator, you know say when you take small, you know that kind of thing, take small shot. You dey talk back. By the time you dey take them, they remember make one of your brain they hit say no talker, no talker, no talker. Because the day one party can't hear what he tell you, and maybe not the only you tell that thing for your life. You can't hear another party. What will happen? He go target you. Not lie? Very risky, but good job. They will stand. If not for the sake of this mediator, I would have slapped this man. You have to calm them down. If you now stand up and say that, and who are you to talk to me as a mediator? Mediation will continue. Any social activity. At the end of the day, you go miss. You go come tell say that way you say again. That person will get confidence saying you go think handle the issue. You have to have large ears. So when we draw mediator, we do have large ears. You have to have large eyes. But are you here, man?
Yes, sir.
Observe everything, especially women and children. In a case where you involve woman, the woman they narrate how they rape her. If you not be careful mediator, you will go lose the story. Because the emotion, the body reaction will do more than the word, words. And we react, we respond more to our word, body language. Can we put our hand like this? I do this exercise everywhere. Put it like this. So make we touch our chin. Touch your chin. And your chin is that. And your chin is that. So you they respond more to waiting you they see than waiting you walk. Stop. So as a mediator, you know they pay attention, they watch. Now the chin you go they do. You go they touch your chin here. So now practical one when I talk. I say touch your chin, but because you see me touch it, they follow me. It's a natural human behavior and they happen. So you have to observe. Sometimes you see people shaking. Sometimes they will sweat. Sometimes they will become numb. The moment you know, you see that, you will focus. I will explain what focus is. When I get to stages, I will break it down the same way I broke the other stages. So, and then you have to have a big bladder. Not be saying small time. You go say, can you excuse me? I want to see somebody. Excuse me, I want to see somebody. Mediation, if you don't get time, don't start. If your mediators are here morning till night, you're there with them. So you must remain there. And then your feet must be firmly fitted on the ground. You know they condemn one party and you know they pass judgment. But If parties start shouting at each other, now your duty to stand up and what? Calm them down. So, the easiest way to go about it is stage 1, now the opening. In the opening, as the parties come, make sure that you set your seat. We tried that way, but we didn't get it. Make sure your seats are in such a way that you go to see everybody eyeball. Because if you like try am with children who don't fight, call them, look them for eyeball. Ask them their own story. Although culture dey pressure, so culture, now when they look away, they tell truth. Now when they look you, they tell lie. But anyhow, if your eye there on top the disputer, if they start to tell lie, they stammer. Now waiting I don't see for my career. If the moment they start to tell lie, they will begin the word stammer. They will stutter. Then you will now begin to observe. I will tell you what to do with that when you come out. So when you arrange your seats, be the first to sit. Don't allow the disputer to come in. Now you go first what? Sit. Sit and wait for them. But before you sit, make sure you get 2 places where they come and will wait. When they hear that, 2 mango trees. No, not the expensive thing. 1 mango tree and 1 mango tree. One community come here, you stay there. One community come here, they stay there. At the right time, you now call them in. If they come in, who you go shake hands? You go shake hands, or you no go shake hands? You go shake hands. So who you go shake first? Make we assume say na Fulani and Tiv, they don't make problem. You na mediator there. The 2 of them come. Who you go shake first? Avoid handshake. Avoid prayer. You know say Nigeria will like prayer well. During mediation, they know they pray. Because if you start praying in Christian prayer, maybe the next mediator now what? Muslim. The next one now what? Person will know they in. Which one you want to say prayer? Avoid what? Prayer. As they come in, I do it practical. When I wake up, say as I do my hand, that will be very open and balanced. Please, we get sit here day enough for everybody. Somebody come to you and say yes. I appreciate your handshake. You see that some culture they know they agree handshake. So maybe at the end when we are done, we could see nicely. Second thing is, after you now usher them to their seats, introduce yourself and what you have done before. My name is Valentine. I'm a professional mediator. I know that you are done serving, that's why I choose you. Did you hear that? I didn't choose you. Now, I don't handle the case between Ife and Modakeke. I was part of the team. We do that work. I know say as you come here with good intention, together we will help this matter and not be judged. And not be judged. So I will say this one, they right, this one, they wrong. Now, go settle the matter between us. My role now to make una talk to una self so that una will agree. I don't get suggestion to give una. So that's how we go do the thing. After we talk finish, the first thing we go do is say una go agree on ground rule. You get some mediation where they do. Sometimes they will start calling people idiot. When I want me we talk like that, they will say no. So which rule may we set? Now them will suppose set what? Rule. Mediator does not set rule. Let the parties set the rule. Otherwise, when you start calming them down, finding that we agree, they will say no, mediator, you're the one that brought the rule. So they will not agree on rule, but you nicely introduce to them that sometimes if we talk for the ring, we go concentrate, they will say no. So what you know you do about phone, and then we say no offer. Immediately they say no offer, remove your offer first, keep them aside. Everybody will work. Then when you set ground rules and finish, you now explain the process. How the day will be. After this is the normal process. After we don't set ground rules finish, I will give everybody equal time. Make they explain what you make and progress. Then if after that I will ask the other party if they get waiting and think say if they do, the wahala will finish. But if I can't notice say some people know they talk again, I will break. If I break, I will start with one group, spend like 2-3 minutes or 5 minutes with them. I will come spend another 2-3 to 5 minutes with the other group. What thing I will try do now to make the tension calm down so that when I come back, I will continue the work talk. that thing they fall and focus. You are explaining so that when you say it's time to break, they will say why. Nobody will ask you that kind of thing. So you now give this party. Now my question is say, make you assume say that PDP and APC, you be mediator, councillor election get problem. The day you dey mediator. Who you go now make it speak first? You want to ask them, what to make them wait they fight? So make them hear one another. Who you go give way first? You understand my question? Yeah. You be mediator. Now the difficulty with mediator they face is this way. See PDP, see APC, by constitution, all of them very important. They get problem. They identify you as a mediator. You have introduced yourself. You have set ground rules. You have told them about the process. Now you want to go into hearing their story. This is what we call hearing their story. Who you go allow make you talk first? Both of them. That's the difference. Both of them selected you. When we come to arbitration, you will know that one person will go and report. Then the arbitrator will send somebody to go and call the other. But in mediation, the two of them agree and come to you at once. So nobody came first. Both of them agreed that they were coming to you.
You allow them to keep your mouth themselves.
And then if you don't, if that one fail, if you say who will speak first, who would you want to speak first? And if you say, oh, no, we're the ruling party, this one say, no, you don't have that right. We didn't do that one. We're in the ruling. How would you handle it?
You, the other, either from the APC, let me hear your own side of the story. After that, you, the PDP, let me hear your own side of the story.
No one decision point these people. What you do is, when you ask them, would it be okay that these people start? Then the next session we are going into, this side will start. If they say no, you ballot. You say okay, so since it's difficult for you to agree, this paper they here black, they here white, we go through and make the wind decide. But caution it that any party will start first, not be say win. Nobody is here to win and to solve the problem. You now throw it in the air. Whichever side lands, you will say to the people that you assign black, you may start. Well, it does not mean that you are better than this. It's just that everybody will have equal opportunity. That's the safest way. If you decide for them, they will say that already the mediator had agreed with them. That is why they started. Don't put yourself in between. Always stay with an agreement. If they come to an agreement, you now draft the agreement. Write the date the way I earlier said. And you give copies to them. You keep one copy. We always advise that whenever a mediation process succeeds, put the agreement in what? Writing. But if it fails, you now go to what? Arbitration. Arbitration was already explained. Arbitration is what our traditional rulers do. The only difference here is that in arbitration, somebody will go and report the case to an arbiter, either a traditional ruler or a civilian joint task force or a youth leader or a president of an association. Somebody will go and report what has happened. Then the arbitrator will now call the other party. So the other party now has no choice than to what? To respond. Your Royal Highness, when you send somebody and they don't come, don't you send people to go and bring the person? That is arbitration. When they bring the person now, in arbitration now, the arbitrator will now say, waiting be your own evidence. Who they there? To who will be your witness? When I get the difference back, in mediation, they know they consider evidence. Then you will see. You will now say, talk. Based on waiting we see here as council or chiefs, or as youth leaders, or as civilian joint task force, or as the police, from the evidence we have seen, this land belongs to this person. That one is arbitration. From the material, I think they will make it available. You will get it. When you get it, you will see the narrative. We have simplified it in a way that it will be easy for you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
I believe the agreement, you are reaching the agreement, isn't it? Because in mediation or in arbitration, once it is put it into writing. So I believe my writing between you and me is that the time we have agreed, it is the time, isn't it?
In the course of his analysis, the practical picture Valentine was portraying to us. He showed one picture of somebody shooting a gun. So he now threw a question whether that picture serves any negative effect or positive effect. I think Some people give highlights of it, the negative effect, and some say positive. But in the limelight, it is not advisable to say what that picture portrays is good. But there is one thing I want to say. The greatest risk is a risk not taken at all. The greatest risk in life is a risk not taken. Because in the process of his own explanation, he talked about on a negotiation process, there are some people that will come to intimidate you, to threaten you. Because I could remember, I think, was it the First World War? There was a war that took place. All the negotiation that all these countries tried to put in place to put an amicable solution to that war failed. To an extent that America now rose. I think that was the time they used atomic bombs. And you know that effect of that destruction actually ended that war. So in a situation whereby somebody now comes to threaten you, thinking that you are weak, he has an upper hand over you, is it good for you to sit back and by not taking risk? Because at times when you take risk, it proves to that person that, okay, this person that I've been intimidating is powerful. Let me not try him next time again. And it ended up that matters. Do you think in that process, is it not good for one? Although it's not, I can't advise that, okay, such thing could be practiced. But if somebody keeps on intimidating you, must you now start be running away from him because your house is only, he comes to burn your house, you start running. He comes tomorrow burn, you'll be running. Question number 2. You talked about the mediator process. Well, the application you brought is just like in a football match, which the referee, the beginning of the match, the referee never decides who passes ball first. He serves a ballot, a coin. So, but in this case, I don't know, is it wrong for the mediator? Because when the two parties come, what makes the difference? Whether he throws the ballot, or maybe he says, let me hear from you. After your own side of the story, let me hear from this person and on side of the story. Is it an offense? Is it an offense to take that issue? Question number 3. Okay, let me stop at that point. Go on. Okay. Question number 3 is the arbitration process, which you said it never admits witnesses. If I can get you right.
Arbitration admits witnesses.
Okay, it admits witnesses. Okay, sorry. My question.
Yeah. But permit me to ask, like for example, you have now sat outside the mango tree there, and incidentally you discover your house on fire. Would you run away, or you would try to get 1 or 2 things out of the house?
Confronting fire with fire is a bad approach. And we're not saying it is what? A good approach. It depends on who is doing it. Now, this is what happens. If, for example, there are an armed gang coming to attack Buruku market now, if the community is the responsibility of the state, that is the police, the army, the air force, the armed forces, to protect indigenes of what? Buruku. It is not your own responsibility to start protecting what? Yourself. But because most of the security agencies across Africa, it's not peculiar to here. In the 9 African countries I work, the same thing happens. Because they are unable to protect people. Communities themselves have built their own what? Security system. The thing is, if there are standby militia forces to combat such people, and they are able to deal with them, it is still good. The problem will come if the police come in and there is a clash between the local militia and the mercenaries that are coming to attack the town. What the law allows them to do is to treat both of them as what? Enemies. Because they are not allowed under law to carry the what? Gun, the arms and ammunition. So we're not saying confrontation approach is bad, but what we're saying is that it is best used by what? Security agencies. So if enemy is coming here, rather than take your gun to confront him, it's better to engage the what? Security agencies, because they have the mandate to what? Protect you. There is no government, no security, no police. What you have is just external forces. It is allowed that the militia responds. It is allowed under international humanitarian law that the militia can what? Or the rebel group that is for the people can what? Happen is what? By arrangement within community. Then talking about deciding. See, like doctor said, negotiate. Conflict management generally is not something that is drawn in the book that you must follow one-on-one. I brought this scenario where the two parties do not what? Agree. Most times when you have, who will start first, you will see at first, two parties will raise their hands. From my experience, then one will drop. You say, okay, are you okay that they should start? No problem, they can start since we are going to have the same time length. Sometimes you will ask them, is it okay by you that these people start? They will say yes. Sometimes the person you ask that, is it okay by you that these people start? They will say no, let them start. Then you give. But when you ask and the two of them refuse to agree, the end result is what? Balloting. That is when the two of them can never agree. Especially political. That's why I use political groups. Because they feel that by agreeing, you are already putting yourself down. Meanwhile, that's not it. In the circumstances, there's a difference between accident, conflict, and disaster. Accident, now waiting person no intend to way happen. It could be the same event you. Conflict or violence, now the one way you intentionally carry. If you know that your house was intentionally burnt, then it's an issue of violence. What would you do? You will look for somebody who can apprehend who did it. If it is disaster, maybe there are just fire sparked in the house and before fire, then you now look for community members to help you what? Put down the fire.
Sitting down very quietly, patiently, and for your contribution. At this point, we have come to the end of the program. So can we appreciate ourselves? This will have gone far, isn't it? And this will have mechanism. So if we continue with the little one that have been given to us with early warning, I think in our community we know how to protect ourselves. And if there is danger, we know it on time. And when you know it, you let the next person or your neighbor to know it also. So thank you very much.
I can see the level of improvement among youth in terms of this crusade on conflict resolution. But what is actually bothering me is that, are you listening?
Yes, we are.
Because this is a very serious program that we must have to take into cognizance. So as you people are embarking on this program, because each time you schedule a program, will come, you discover that most of the faces being shown here are faces that we've been attending your workshops, programs, and whatever. Only in some few cases that you see new faces also coming on board. So of the appeal that since you people started this program, I don't know to what level or to an extent you have gone, but I'm like trying to advise that if you people can visit all these traditional rulers in their places, call youth, because as you schedule this meeting, it is not all the youths in those various council wards that heard, or even if they heard, were able to be here. So you hold this meeting with the traditional council, because I'm saying this with reference to a recent issue that we attended. I went to the place, met the traditional rulers, who told me the some side of the story, plus the parties involved. We were there at that moment, we pleaded, we talked peacefully, and the matter was resolved. But immediately I left, and the other parties too, left. Sooner or later, in fact, external calls started coming in, that what the district had said is null and void, they will not accept and whatever. So I'm trying to crave your indulgence that you make all this program reach to the rural areas, because most of the problems we envisage now mostly comes from the rural areas, not mostly within the township anyway, only in some few cases. But if you can extend those things, touch the traditional rulers with all the youths around and some community stakeholders, I think maybe it will serve better.
We believe in development, we believe in common brotherhood. No. We believe that we can join our hands together and we can solve our problem together. We believe that if we want peace in our place, it's possible, we can make it. But we also say if we want to war in our place, we can make it. But because we say peace is better, so let us leave the war. Let us leave the war. If this building is not here today, we will be in the sun. It's here. It's having a good purpose. If rain starts now, it will not be any of us. Then he says somebody has made you annoyed. You come and burn this one. You put down everything. The time they bought this thing, probably less than 1,000 for the bundle. Now you want to buy it, you know what it means. You destroy everything. Say that you are annoyed that you are making trouble. In the modern time that we are, there is so much responsibility that is demanded of you. The life you carry is very important for this country. The life is very important for your family. Your family want to be known through you. Your community want to be known through you. Your state want to be known through you. And you carry the life, just the lenge around. You go smoke, or you go do this, go do that, you cause trouble, and you break your head. You do so many very funny things. Just because of rubber buckets. They make rubber buckets. He caught his brother like he caught the cousin like this here. Caught him very badly. The guy died. Foolishness. Don't allow anybody to give you anything to drink. If you are smoking cigar, drop it. If that doesn't give you anything, because from cigar you can graduate to wee-wee. It doesn't give you anything. What can give you something is you see good food you eat. In the morning wake, go and farm, plant vegetable. Eat. All these things doesn't give you anything. So we have to leave the path of trouble. Others are making it part. Are you preparing yourself to be the local government chairman? I mean, you want to be waiting. So other people continue to rule. Are you preparing yourself to be the speaker of any state house assembly? Are you not preparing yourself to become a member of the state house assembly? Are you not preparing yourself to become director? You don't want to become commissioner? Eh? Are you not preparing yourself so that Buruku can name you? Say this man is from my place. There's a professor I know in Benin saying that they say it's from Buruku. I say these Buruku get people. So become somebody. And for you to become somebody, you must also be interested in the good of another fellow man. So let us leave the path of trouble. From today, with this number of you that I see now, even by 3 a.m. I'll be walking around the group who I know nobody will molest me. Because when you go today, the work starts. And you begin to tell people about peace. You begin to know how to handle trouble when trouble comes. Or when you see people who are making, you know how to settle them. You know how to what is the game? I break this person's head. What I know, I grow in the African environment to settle. I'm a farmer. So when you say you want to fight me, what I do, we do like this is what we do. Today they say they want to fight, they carry table, they carry iron. Is that it means you don't have power. They carry bottle. They say you are a lazy person, a lazy man. So peace, that is what we are for. And by the grace of God, we continue to seek for your cooperation. What we have come to do here is to come and learn what will help us and help our community to grow. Like I told you, we are not from government and we are not the political party. So we don't carry money to give people. But when we come meeting like this, maybe we may look around and say, from Mbajo to this place, how much is the transport money? Is it 50 naira or is it 100 naira? We look at it and we just give you 200 naira to take you back and bring you and take you back. That is what we do. Even doing that at this era of recession is a very, very difficult thing. So I want to thank all of you, and by the grace of God, we are coming to the end of the program for today. By next week, we have a town hall meeting. How Buruku can be better. All over Buruku. How it can be better.
To help us get us home, not through our efforts, but in the name of Jesus Christ.
Amen. My name is Awen Tena from Bazage Council Ward of Buruku local government. We attended this seminar the other time, and there came a lot of changes, by which, if I could mention, the last time we attended, we were only 4 in number. Some people rejected the event. But due to how we approached them and tell them how beautiful it was, and introduced to us. We are now 8 in number. The number has increased up to half of the number we came here before. So there are a lot of changes, and the other time, personally what I took home was that the Alhaji who addresses us told us that we should not fight for the cause of God. Let God fight by himself. This was the key point which I used to introduce or tell the people that they should not fight for the cause of God or religion at all. That's the changes.
I first of all be the organizer of Next Generation Youth Initiative International. I attend this meeting. It's almost 3 months now. Every meeting that they call, I used to come. The efforts of this meeting, about a week back, 5 days back, I took a paper that the new generation youth initiative got that Prince Armstrong Adejo presented to us. We went to a large dispute case between Bagan and Etero.